Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Dream Life Diaries. I'm so excited to be filming another episode again because it has been a while. If you guys have seen in my last video, I am currently in Indonesia, and for the past week and a half to almost 2 weeks, I've been adjusting to everything here. So like jet lag, all the new things around me, just like this new area that I haven't been in before. But I have been struggling with my habits. I've been struggling with my sleeping, my eating, my working out, like the core habits that keep me sane and give me the most energy to actually work on my goals. I've been not really prioritizing them as much as I would like to. So a couple of weeks ago, I was doing 75 hard. I did not complete it. I got like 1 month in, and then I was having so many stomach issues that I decided to pause. But I was working out regularly. I was working out 2 times a day. Obviously, I had like active rest days where my workouts would be walking, for example. But honestly, I felt really good. Like I felt like I had so much energy and my body just felt good. Like I didn't feel a lot of pain or sore muscles after I worked out. Now I haven't worked out regularly for maybe like 3 weeks, and I went to a power yoga class a couple of days ago, and oh my gosh, I was in so much pain. It was as if I hadn't worked out in months. So we're getting back into regular working out, which is actually what I'm doing after I eat. So we're making a little egg leftover kebab. So yeah, I want to start working out regularly, and I also want to start calisthenics slowly eventually. I'm gonna try to do my first calisthenics workout ever today, but calisthenics is something I've been wanting to do for such a long time. For those that don't know, calisthenics is a body weight functional fitness type of workout. I don't know like what the correct way to describe it is, and usually it seems like it is very upper body heavy, and you mostly only see men doing it. But I guess I want to do a little bit of my own version of calisthenics. It's still calisthenics, but I want a little bit more focus on lower body, not as much upper body, but I still want to be able to do like a proper push-up, a proper pull-up, like dips, rows, like all these exercises. I actually want to be able to do them and do them well. So we're starting calisthenics, but I think it's going to be like a very slow start, and I'm okay with that because at the moment I have absolutely no upper body strength, like literally zero. Why is this not heating up? Is it stupid if I touch the pan? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is why I cannot have gas stoves. That has never happened to me ever. I don't know if I want to cook eggs anymore because now I'm scared. I'm gonna like slowly put my eggs away and I'll just eat my kebab cold. For a second, I thought I was gonna have a video of how I burnt this house down, and I was like, that is not where I wanted today's video to go. My breakfast today is gonna be a cold leftover kebab, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't even want eggs. Oh wait, I need to break my fast. So I'm currently using this app called Intermittent Fasting Tracker to track when I start my fasts and when I can finish them, because I always change around the lengths of my fast because of my cycle. So this is really comfortable because it's not like a set time every single day. Because of my cycle, that time changes every time. So for example, today my fast was 16 hours. Whenever I want to, I can change this to 20 hours, or for example, when I'm on my period, I can change this to 14 hours. So it's really comfortable for that. Intermittent Fasting Tracker is actually the sponsor of today's video, but I'm gonna talk about them later on. Right now I'm hungry, so I'm gonna end my fast, submit, and start eating. It's so good. I don't know how I've never had kebab before, like last month. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this beautiful kebab and then I'm gonna get ready to go to the gym to do my workout. I'm literally still shaking from earlier. I really for a second thought I was gonna burn the house down. That would not have been fun. Just back from my workout, and for my first ever calisthenics workout, it was not great, but it was not awful. Basically, I realized how weak my muscles are, especially my upper body. But like halfway through my workout, I turned it around and I was like, you know what? This just shows that there's so much room for growth. And in the future, when I am much stronger, I'm gonna remember those days when I couldn't even do like 1 push-up on my knees. And then in like a year or something, when I'm doing like 10 push-ups non-stop with great form, I'm gonna be like, wow, remember the days where I couldn't even do 1 on my knees? Anyway, I'm gonna shower and get ready, and then I'm going to my first Indonesian lesson today, which I'm so excited for. It's a 2-hour class, and it's my first proper language class in so long. Like, I'm really, really, really excited. And I'm excited to actually practice some Indonesian with my neighbors, because I always see my neighbors and they're like this cute Balinese family, and I talk to them in like a little tiny bit of Indonesian that I know, but mostly they speak to me in English, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. We should be speaking Indonesian together, but I just don't know enough Indonesian yet. So hopefully with a couple of these lessons, I'll be speaking to my neighbors in Indonesian. Not Balinese yet, because fun fact for those that don't know, they're two separate languages. Everyone in Bali speaks Indonesian, but they also speak Balinese as far as I'm aware at home and with their friends, although I'm not sure. But for now, Indonesian. I feel like I recognize.
Oh my god, I love.
Have you done your workshop yet? Okay, I am back home. I drove to the yoga place and back, and it was not stressful at all. It was so enjoyable, and I'm just like, I have been avoiding driving because of how stressful it is for 2 weeks. And then when I actually drove, I like literally, I'm like, that's one of my favorite things I've done the last couple of days, which sounds a little crazy, but I genuinely really enjoy driving. So I'm just like, why was I putting that off? I don't know. I reviewed my Indonesian lesson from yesterday, and I ended up having like 160 or 170 words to make flashcards of, which is kind of crazy. I didn't make all the flashcards yet, but I wrote out all the words in my Notion page for language learning, and I made sure that all the translations were correct, and I started putting them in my flashcard app, but I haven't done all of them. So I think I'll finish that tomorrow, because I basically already did an hour and a half of Indonesian today. But I wanted to come home and work from here to start making the yoga class plan that I wanted to make, because at home I just focus a lot better. It's like really quiet and chill here. But before I start making my first yoga plan, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Intermittent Fasting Tracker. So you guys saw me use it earlier in the day, but Intermittent Fasting Tracker is what I'm using day to day to track my fasts. Right now, they're still a little bit all over the place because, like I said, I'm still adjusting to the jet lag and I'm trying to get myself more in routine. But fasting is something that I have a very long history with. I love fasting. It works very well for my body. I only learned recently how to fast correctly as a woman and how to sync it to your cycle. And ever since I learned that, I feel like it's just one of the things that I have to incorporate really early on in my life and continue doing it for my whole life. So I really enjoy using the Intermittent Fasting Tracker app, because without it, I get really confused when I can eat, when I can't eat. The Intermittent Fasting Tracker app, it helps me track like how long I'm fasting for. So it's basically like a guide to help me along the way. They also have an AI wellness coach, which is really useful for times when I forget how long I'm allowed to fast for in like a specific phase of my cycle. Jesus Christ. Guys, we fell over. I'm recording this on my bed because it's comfortable here. So whatever fits your health goals the most, you can choose the fasting that helps you get closer to that goal, which is what I do throughout my cycle. I keep changing my plan and it works really well for me. So if you're interested in trying out intermittent fasting, I would really recommend the Intermittent Fasting Tracker app. I'm going to leave a link in my description. You're going to be able to find everything there. Thank you, Fasting Tracker, for sponsoring this video, and also thank you for existing because you make my life simpler and I use your app every day. So sending y'all love. My eyes are so swollen that it looks like I've either been crying all night or I haven't slept in like 3 days, which neither of them is the case. I think For some reason, my body is just retaining a lot of salt or something right now because I feel so like puffy. Anyway, today's atmosphere is probably the most perfect atmosphere I could ask for right now. Obviously, I love a blue sky. I love seeing the sun, but there's something about like lashing rain on a Sunday that I love because it just makes you wanna stay at home and have this like cozy vibe, make tea, do your Sunday reset, clean your place. Like, wait, I just saw my chair. I'm so confused wait, I don't know how I pushed in my chair to make it do that, but I just looked over and I thought my chair was like levitating somehow. Anyway, I'm gonna fix that in a second, but what I was gonna say is I'm in that Sunday reset, stay at home, you know, do all the little things I have to do. I'm in that mood, so this rain is like really perfect. But yeah, I am actually still gonna leave the house because I need to go grocery shopping and I wanna buy a couple of things. So I just got home from the grocery shop and I was gonna do a full little haul, but I realized a bunch of eggs just cracked in my bag. All of my things are covered in egg yolk. I think it's just the one that broke, but there was egg yolk everywhere. Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll just give like a super summarized version of a haul. Basically, I have a bunch of fresh fruit and vegetables, some berries, some broccoli, buckwheat, and some walnuts, and I got some coconut yogurt, so I think tomorrow for breakfast I'm actually gonna eat at home and I don't have to cook anything because I'm just gonna have coconut yogurt with walnuts and frozen berries because I got a huge bag of frozen raspberries. And then I got a bunch of other little things, like I got a mop because whenever I want to do yoga outside, sometimes there's a bunch of ants and I have nothing that I can like push them with. I was looking just for a normal like dustpan and brush, but I couldn't find anything, so we have a mop. So I feel like this works fine. I'll just like push them off and then I'll just wash them up. I got conditioner, coconut water, and I think I got something else, but I'm distracted by the egg, so I'm gonna go wash my bag, wash the food, and then I think I'm gonna take a shower myself because that was a very long shopping trip. It was a lot of driving and I feel sweaty, and now I have egg yolk on me, so I just feel disgusting. So I think I'm just gonna like clean my bag, clean my food, and then have like a huge long shower. So I got myself this like raincoat slash poncho because even though rainy season has not started, I realized that I really need one because if it starts lashing rain like it did this morning and I'm out and I don't have like a raincoat, I'm gonna be very uncomfortable in wherever I'm going to because I'm gonna be soaked. So I decided I need to get myself one of these, but this is huge. Like, to drive like this. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna keep it for emergencies, but I don't know how often I'm really gonna be wearing this. I thought it was just gonna be like a little raincoat, like a cute little raincoat. Like in this frame right now, it looks cute. And then, but time to wash my backpack in the shower because it is completely covered in egg yolk. Okay, I washed my hair, washed my bag, and chilled a little bit, and now I'm ready to start reorganizing my closet a little bit. I opened it up so you could see it, but basically these two sections here, this is where all of my clothes is, and that drawer on the bottom is where all of my things are. So any equipment, any random things like books, chargers, random things are all in there. What I noticed though is that that drawer hardly ever gets opened, and what happens is I just start not using the stuff that is in that drawer even though that stuff is useful to me. It's kind of the same way that people buy supplements and then they don't take them because they're not out for you to see. So it's like, it's not absolutely necessary. If it was absolutely necessary, I would remember to use the things in that drawer, but I have useful things in that drawer that I just keep forgetting to use because they're like out of sight, out of mind. So this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna move some things around, and hopefully that also helps me with my place not getting messy every single day, because what ends up happening is a lot of the stuff that usually goes in this drawer that I don't like opening, I tend to not want to put it in the drawer, so I just put it on the table, and then the table always gets really messy. So everything that is in here are things that I don't use that often, and now things that I want to use, I can actually remember to use them. For example, I don't know how, but I forgot that I had a Kindle for the last 2 weeks because I just haven't seen it, and I forgot that I even brought it with me. So now, having a Kindle, I feel like I'm more likely to read it in the evening. Now I'm gonna clean and organize the rest of my stuff, and I'm gonna make a little nighttime routine bag because I used to have one of those, and it was actually one of the most useful things I've ever done. Basically, I have a lot of little things that I use for my nighttime routine. For example, I wear mouth tape every night, and when I wake up in the morning, I take my basal body temperature to track my cycle, and during the night, I also wear like an arm band to track my temperature, and all these little things. I usually would do them in my night routine, but because they've been scattered all over the place, I haven't been doing these things. So for example, since I got here, I haven't been tracking my basal body temperature, and my cycle syncing has just kind of not been happening. I know where I am in my cycle, but I can't accurately predict when my ovulation is, and if I can't predict these type of things, then it's a little bit harder to know when I can fast and when I can't fast. So I'm gonna make my little nighttime routine bag where I have all the things I need in one place, and like my sleep mask, my earplugs, like everything together. And I feel like it's gonna make a big difference because I've just like, even these 2 weeks, I haven't been sleeping like I usually sleep because I just didn't know where these things were. I knew that they were somewhere in the drawer, but I didn't even bother looking for them. So let's do that. Okay, so I finished reorganizing everything and I changed into some of my comfiest clothes. I got my little podcast microphone out, and we're gonna have a little open, honest Q&A section right here because, like I said earlier, I feel like I have had a little bit of a block on YouTube for the past year, and I'm only becoming properly aware and willing to work on it now. So I'm gonna talk about the things that maybe I've avoided talking about, and we'll see how it goes. To start off with, this was not a question, but I thought I would mention it because maybe you guys would wonder why I feel like I kind of closed off a little bit recently as a coping mechanism. Basically, I don't know what's been happening to me, but the last couple of months, any negative comment I have received, I have really taken it to heart. I don't know why. I've been doing YouTube for almost 10 years, and there's been years of me reading negative comments where I could not care less, but something in the last couple of months have made me very sensitive to comments. And the comment that hurts me the most, and it hurts me the most because it is something I dislike about myself, is people pointing out how inconsistent I am at everything, how I change locations every couple of months, how I change goals, how I cannot stick to anything in my life. And honestly, I'm only starting to appreciate this part about myself because for the last couple of months, I've been hating that part of me so badly, and I have been trying to do everything possible to become consistent at different things. But I'm only now starting to realize that, first of all, my lack of consistency is one of the main reasons that I am living the life that I am living now, because I may not be consistent at things, but it also means that I'm not afraid to start over, and I'm not afraid to take risks and try new things. And I don't know, everybody has their own thing that they go through, you know, and for me, the thing that I tend to always go through and the pattern that keeps happening over and over is that I just cannot stay consistent with things. And I feel like for the last couple of months, I have been like my biggest hater because of that, because I have not been wanting to share things because I was like, I'm gonna share something, I'm not gonna stay consistent with it, and then people are gonna hate on me even more because I'm just once again proving my inconsistency, which is why I started sharing less and less, because I was like, once I stay consistent for a couple of months at something, then I'll share. But so what ended up happening is I started cutting out a lot of the things that would happen in my life because I was afraid of talking about them and then being inconsistent later on. I think only recently I'm starting to realize that I am not perfect in any way. I'm not trying to portray that I'm perfect. And I also, half of the time, don't know what the heck I'm doing. And that's okay, because I did not come on this earth to have this perfect experience. Like, the whole point is to be confused. There's this podcast episode I listened to recently, and I feel like it genuinely kind of changed my life. I have re-listened to it so many times. I'm gonna post a screenshot of it right here, but it's by I Understood. And in that episode, she just talks about that we did not come here to make sense. Like, we came here to be confusing. That's the point. We seek uncertainty in our life. Why do we play puzzles? Why do we watch movies with like plots that we don't know what's gonna happen? Because we want uncertainty. Certainty is boring. The only thing that is certain in life is uncertainty. And I feel like I'm finally starting to realize that I don't have to be ashamed of the fact that I don't know what the heck I'm doing, because frankly, most people don't know what the heck they're doing. And that is completely fine. Like, me trying to hide the fact that sometimes I don't know what I'm doing ends up me not being fully authentic. So that's a little insight into why I feel like I stopped sharing for a while, but I'm slowly starting to realize that it's just like, who cares? Okay, I'm not consistent at anything. I keep moving from place to place. I keep changing hobbies. I keep changing the languages I study, but like, who cares? And obviously take this with a grain of salt. I'm not like giving advice or anything. I'm just speaking my thoughts and hoping they make sense. Okay, we're changing the angle a little bit because I want to get a little bit more comfortable. But what I'm seeing with these questions is the most common questions are about my love life and whether I'm dating anyone. And if I'm not dating anyone, then why not? And I fully understand why this is one of the most common questions, because it is an aspect of my life that I basically have not shared at all on my social media. And it's not because I'm keeping something secret. It's more about the fact that there's nothing to share. So I'm not currently seeing anyone, and I've not actually ever been in a serious relationship in my life as an adult. I've been on dates and I had like my fun hookup phase of my life, but I've never had like a proper serious relationship. So there has been nothing to share, and it hasn't been like intentional. It's not like I'm saying, no, I don't want to date anyone. I'm not ready to date. Maybe I want to focus on myself. It has been none of that. I'm open to dating people. And like I said, I've been on dates. I've had like maybe potential people that I could have dated. But I think for me, my main downfall, which I'm doing in air quotes because there's no downfall there, but I guess the reason why maybe I haven't been in a serious relationship is that my standards are very, very high. When I date, I cannot casually date. Like, I cannot just date someone just to have fun for the short term and then we'll see how it goes. I wish I could do that, but I can't. I look at things long term if I'm dating someone. I'm someone who wants a really big family. I've never shared this online, but I want a really big family, and honestly, I want a family early. If I had a husband, I would probably be ready to have kids right now at this moment in my life, which is a really big statement, and I get that. Maybe I'm not ready at all, but I just mean mentally, some people, maybe they don't even know if they want kids. Some people know they want kids, but they know they want them in their 30s or maybe even 40s. For me, I feel like I've known for a while that I want kids in my early 20s, and it sounds a little ironic maybe that I'm mentioning it now because I'm 22 and I've never been in a serious relationship, and here I am saying that I want kids in my early 20s, but maybe that's why I haven't shared it. Maybe it feels a little funny to me, but it's not something I'm stressing about. It's not something that I'm forcing either. Like, I feel like I'm so comfortable being single that I'm always open to it, but I'm never actively seeking it, which I guess could also maybe be a problem. Maybe I'm not putting myself out there enough, but I don't know. I have like once in a while the thought comes of like, I feel like I'm running behind, which is like, there's no such thing because everyone has their own journey. But like I said, I do want a big family and I want a family early. So the thought does come up, but it is quite rare. I honestly am very comfortable with how it is now, but like I said, I am very open to it as well. Anyway, that is that. Okay, another question that I'm seeing a lot is, do you feel lonely when you change places so often? I'm honestly kind of surprised this question was asked so often, because I feel like that's a very specific question, but in general, I would say no. I definitely have moments where I get lonely, and this kind of ties into what I said earlier. Like, I don't have a partner that I'm traveling with, so every single time I go to a new place, I have to make friends from scratch. I have to meet people again and do the thing from scratch every single time. And I think I definitely get moments where I feel lonely. Like, for example, my first week in Bali, I did not meet up with anyone. I did not talk to anyone just because I was settling in. I was kind of focusing on my own things. And by the end of that week, I did feel quite lonely. Like, I felt like I needed to speak to a human, and I started feeling slightly anxious. Like, how do I reach out to someone? I don't know. Now, thankfully, I have some friends here in Ubud, so I'm not feeling lonely. But like I said, it kind of of comes and goes, but it definitely exists there sometimes. Another question I'm seeing quite a lot, this is not like a deep question, but since a lot of you guys are wondering this, I'm going to answer, is how do I make money and how I'm able to afford everything and travel. I feel like this is a very common question because people see that I'm not very consistent on social media and they're like, girl, how are you making enough money to travel so much? My main source of income for the last 2 years at least has been my digital product business. I have only started calling it a business recently because honestly that is what it is. I have not been treating it as such. I have been treating it as like a hobby, but honestly it is a business. I've made over 10,000 sales and it has been my main source of income for, like I said, at least the last 2 years. And it is something that I'm taking more seriously now. But yeah, at the moment my sources of income are first of all social media, so ads, sponsorships, affiliate links, my digital product business, and yeah, those are the two main things. Obviously there's like things that go in within that. So for example, in social media there's different ways I make my income, but my main source of income is my digital product business. So yeah, a lot of you guys wonder how I make money because I'm quite inconsistent on social media. But something I want to mention that is something I also have not talked about on YouTube, and nobody asked me about it because nobody knows what's going on, but I actually want to make it clear that even though yes, I'm traveling and I'm affording a very comfortable lifestyle, I do not have all my financial shit together. I have made a lot of mistakes in the past when it has come to taxes. Taxes have not been my friend. I'm finally starting to like get my shit together when it comes to that, but I am in tax debt and I'm actively paying it off, and it's honestly kind of a big debt that scares me a little bit. And I have student debt from uni that I dropped out of and I'm also paying that off. So I just want to make it clear that I'm not like living stress-free. Those have been things that have definitely been stressing me out a lot. Paying off my debt this past year has been something that's been stressing me out a lot, but we're getting it done. We're very slowly paying it off, but we're paying it off, which is the main thing. So somebody asked, what is your biggest dream? How do you see your life in like 30 years? So honestly, I feel like my main like purpose, dream, goal in life is to be a mom. And I know maybe that sounds a little cringy, a little cheesy, but I feel like all the goals leading up to that are fun goals. And just obviously I'm still gonna have goals when I'm a mom. I'm not saying that once I'm a mom that's it, but I just mean that some people want to have kids, they want to have a family, but for me I feel like it's like the main reason for everything I do. I want to have a big family and I want us to feel comfortable. I want my future kids to have the best life that they can have, the most fun life, the most full of love life that they can get. And I feel like the goals that I'm working on right now are there to make that reality happen, of having a comfortable life. I just want a slow life with my kids, and obviously I'm still gonna have my own life. I'm not saying I just want to live for my kids, but I just mean that right now that's like the main thing that I see in my life, and just having fun. Like I have so many different hobbies that I'm doing constantly, and sometimes I had moments where I'm like, you have to choose like 2 to 3 hobbies and just get really good at them. But honestly, I'm at that point where I don't even care if I have like 20 hobbies. The point of this life is just to have fun and spend time with the people you love. And the hobbies I'm doing now, I'm not doing them to get good at them. I'm doing them to have fun, to enjoy, to be in the present moment. And all of my more materialistic goals, like maybe financial goals and all of them are leading to having a comfortable life with my family. And the hobby goals are just there to keep my life fun, and they're gonna keep going once I am a mother. But yeah, I don't know how well I'm explaining myself because this is like the first time I'm talking about these kind of things, and maybe before I would have felt that it was a little bit too cheesy to talk about that. So excuse me if I'm not like voicing my thoughts well, but I'm trying to be as honest as possible. So I think it's a little bit of a learning curve. Are you still planning to make a yoga channel? Have you already started and I'm just late? Yes, I'm still working on that right now. That is actually one of the main reasons that I'm here. Bali is one of the yoga capitals of the world. There's bigger yoga capitals like Rishikesh or like other places in India, for example, but Bali is one of the biggest yoga capitals of the world. Some of the best teachers are here. Some of my favorite teachers are here. Teachers that I want to learn from, trainings that I want to do. Right now, my goal is just getting started. I don't want to completely overthink it. I have done my training. I am qualified to teach. I have so much passion for yoga that I am confident that I can start this yoga channel right here, right now. So literally my plan is to start filming classes classes next week. I've already started making the class plans. And then I think once I get the ball moving a little bit, I make a couple of yoga classes. I really want to do another training while I'm here. So yeah, that was the main reason for coming here. I feel like I did not have to come here to work on this goal, not at all, but I had the opportunity, and I feel like coming here with like a stronger intention pushed me a little bit to get it done quicker. So it is definitely still happening, and you're not late. The channel is not there yet, but it will be soon. Oh, also a lot of questions on 75 hard, if I'm still doing it. I did 75 hard a couple of weeks ago. I got about 1 month in and I had to stop because I was having a lot of stomach issues, and then I restarted it with a little bit of a different rule, and I think I got like 2 to 2.5, maybe 3 weeks in, and I broke it again. I think it was something stupid. I missed like the progress photo, but then I was getting ready to come here and I stopped doing it. But honestly, I definitely had moments where I was very ashamed. I was like, how many times have I started this challenge and failed it? But again, like I mentioned earlier, there's no shame in inconsistency. I'm not saying it's perfectly fine. There's a balance of everything, but there's nothing to be ashamed of if you failed at something. You only fail if you stop trying. And my thing is that I didn't stop trying. I am gonna try it again soon. I don't know if I'm gonna do 75 hard. I may do 75 soft, or maybe 75 hard with like additional rules, because there's some things that were missing from that challenge for me. Like for example, my lymphatic system is very stagnant. I need to be doing lymphatic drainage every single day, and that is something, for example, I would like to include in the challenge that was not originally included. So long story short is I'm not currently doing 75 hard, but I might do it again soon, and if I do, don't hate on me, because all I can do is try my best. Are you planning to ever settle down in one place? I would love to eventually settle down somewhere, but honestly, the last couple of months, I've gotten a little bit more confused on where I want that to be. For the last couple of years, I have been saying very confidently that where I'm gonna settle down is gonna be Barcelona, but I think from my last time living there, I realized that I actually don't want to live in a city. I want to live closer to nature, so maybe that means living like 30 minutes outside of Barcelona. Maybe that means living completely somewhere else. Honestly, I have no idea right now. I have absolutely no idea. I am not going to be living in Latvia for sure. I'm not going back to Ireland for sure. Where else have I lived? Spain so far is the main contender, but I guess at the moment I don't really know, but I would like to settle down. I don't think I'm ever gonna completely settle down in one place. Like my goal for the future would be to have at least 2 places of living with my family. So I don't know, like 1 house in Spain and 1 house somewhere else. So I don't think I'd ever want to be in one place completely my whole life, but I would like to settle down into like 2 places, but don't know where they are right now. Honestly, I don't know how many questions I just answered. I think it was like 4 maybe, or 5, but those few questions make up like 80% of the questions. There's some other random ones, but those were for sure the most common. Maybe I'll record a separate Q&A soon, just because I feel like it was nice to have a little catch up. But yeah, if you have any other questions or follow-up questions, ask me in the comments and I can answer it in a future video. It honestly feels really nice to share those things, because I feel like I said earlier, it's not like I was actively hiding any of them, but it feels like another level of closeness when I'm like, some of you guys will know these things about me, and then when I talk about certain things, you have more context about what I want in life or like where I'm at. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end my vlog here. It is now like 7 p.m. so I'm gonna do a little bit of my Sunday reset that I mentioned earlier, but I'm not gonna film it because the whole Sunday reset is just me sitting on my phone, like going through my expenses, doing my journaling, doing a reflection on my week. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that soon, like my whole Sunday reset routine. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed talking more openly, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Love you all.